Dear students, good morning to all. Now we will going to discuss about chapter 9 soil. Revise these portions, okay? The biology portions completed. So ninth chapter. Now we will going to revise this chapter. Ninth chapter soil. Okay. What is soil? Soil is one of the most important natural resources. It provides the plants and supplies water and nutrients. Okay. Soil is what is the main important of soil? Soil is the natural resources. Okay. It is the home for many organisms. Soil is essential for agriculture. The soil is essential for agriculture. Agriculture provides food, clothing and shelter for all. Soil is thus an inseparable part of our life. Okay. Okay, next. See, what is pollutant of soil? The polythene bags and plastic pollute the soil. They also kill the organisms living in the soil. Okay, they kill the organisms. What is the organisms living in soil? The bacteria, fungus also living in the soil. Organisms, microbes. That is why there is a demand to be ban polythene bags and plastics. Other substances which pollute the soil are a number of waste products. Okay, chemicals and pesticides. Waste products and chemicals should be treated before they are related into the soil. The use of pesticides should be minimized. Okay, next soil profile. What is soil profile? The soil is composed of distinct layers. Okay, perform the following activity to find out how these layers are arranged. That is a soil profile. See this picture. This is a layers of soil. Okay, all of you see your book page number 97. Okay, 97. The layers of soil. This one is a humus. Okay, this one is a water. Now I will explain humus. Okay, next water, clay. This one is a sand. The last one is a gravel. Okay, this is a layers of soil picture in your book page number 97. Next, what is mean by humus? What is mean by humus? The rotting dead matter in the soil is called humus. The rotting dead matter in the soil is called humus. That is a humus. Okay, next. Define weathering. Okay, define weathering. Listen, or you remember students, weathering, humus, the breaking down of rocks by the action of wind, water and climate. This process is called weathering. Okay, the breaking down of rocks by the action of wind, water and climate. This process is called weathering. Define weathering. This one is a correct answer. The nature of any soil depends upon the rocks from which it has been formed and the type of vegetations that grows in it. Next, what is mean by soil profile? The vertical section through different layers of soil is called soil profile. The vertical sections through different layers of the soil is called the soil profile. That is a soil profile. Okay. Next, the color, depth and chemical composition. These layers refers to as horizons. What is mean by horizons? The layers are referred to as color, depth and chemical composition. These layers are referred to as horizons. That's all. Okay. Next, the soil fertile and provides nutrients to growing plants. This layer is generally soft, porous and can retain more water. It is called the topsoil or the horizon. It is called the topsoil or horizon. Okay, next this one is a soil profile. Listen, already we learned horizon, A horizon. This one is a horizon, B horizon, C horizon. Then finally the last one, bedrock. The book page number 98. See the picture, soil profile. Okay. Next, B horizon. What does mean by B horizon? Listen, the next layer has lesser amount of first A horizon. This layer is generally soft, porous and retain more water is called topsoil. The topsoil is A horizon. In your book page number 98. Okay, A horizon. What is mean by A horizon? The layer is generally soft, porous and can retain more water. It is called topsoil or A horizon. Next layer has a lesser amount of humus but more of minerals. This layer is generally harder and more compact and is called B horizon or the middle layer. The third layer is C horizon, which is made up of small lumps of rocks with cracks and surfaces. That is C horizon. Next, bedrock layer. Bedrock means the final layer. Okay, the last one layer. This layer is bedrock, which is hard and difficult to dig with a space. That is a bedrock. Okay. The mixture of next, what is mean by soil? The mixture of rock particles and humus is called the soil. Okay, the mixture of rock particles and humus is called the soil. The living organisms such as bacteria, plant roots and earthworms are also important parts of any soil. Living organisms such as bacteria, plant roots and earthworms are also important parts of any soil. Next, the soil is classified on the basis of proportion of particles of various sizes. Okay, the soil is classified on the basis of proportions. What are the classifications of soil? What are the types of soil? Sandy soil, loamy soil, clay soil. Okay. So if soil contains greater proportions of big particles, it is called sandy soil. Okay. But what is meant by sandy soil? The soil contains greater proportions of big particles. It is called sandy soil. Okay. If the proportions of fine particles is relatively higher, then it is called clay soil. If the proportion of fine particles, the soil is relatively higher, then it is called clay soil. Okay. If the amount of large and fine particles is about the same, then the soil is called loamy. That is a loamy soil. The amount of large and fine particles is about the same, then the soil is called loamy. Thus, the soil can be classified as sandy, clay and loamy. What are the classifications of soil? Sandy, clay and loamy. Okay, that's all. What are the types of soil? Sandy soil, clay soil and loamy soil. What is the difference between sandy soil, clay soil? Okay. Then loamy soil. What are the types of soil? Explain the detailed answers. Okay, sandy soil, clay soil, loamy soil. Okay, next, loamy soil. The best topsoil for growing plants is loam. The loamy soil is a mixture of sand, clay and another type of soil particles known as slate. Okay, so loamy soil is a mixture of sand, clay and another type of soil particles known as slate. The slate occurs as a deposit in river beds. The size of the slate particles is between those of sand and clay. The loamy soil also has humus in it. It has the right water holding capacity for the growth of plants. That's all, loamy soil. Next, listen. The calculations of percolation rate. Okay, the formula, the percolate formula, the percolation rate milliliter per minutes. Okay, the amount of water divided by percolation time. Okay, the amount of water milliliter ml, percolation time minutes. Okay, so for example, suppose that for a certain sample it took 20 minutes for 200 ml to percolate. So the rate of percolation 200 ml divided by 20 minutes. Okay, the water level 200 ml. The percolation time 20 minutes. So the answer 10 ml per minute. Okay, the calculate the rate of percolation in your soil sample. Compare your findings without arrange the soil samples. Okay, this one is a percolate calculations. Percolation formula, percolation rate equal to amount of water divided by percolation time. That's all. Next, soil and crops. Next topic, or you remember students, soil and crops. What are the types of soil? Okay, next soil and crops. The different types of soils are found in different parts of India. In some parts there is clay soil, in some parts there is loamy soil, while in some other parts there is sandy soil. Okay, soil is affected by wind. Soil is affected by wind. First, the different types of soils are found in different parts of India. Okay, in some parts there is clay soil, in some parts there is a loamy soil, while some other parts there is a sandy soil. Okay, soil is affected by wind, rainfall, temperature, light and humidity. These are some important climatic factors. The soil is affected by wind, rainfall, temperature, light and humidity. These are some important climatic factors which affect the soil profile and bring changes in the soil structures. That is soils. Listen, the clay and loamy soils are both suitable for growing cereals. It's very important, students. The clay and loamy soils are both suitable for growing cereals like wheat and gram. Such soils are good. The clay and loamy soils are both suitable for growing cereals like wheat and gram. Such soils are good and retaining water. For paddy soils rich in clay and organic matter and having a good capacity to retain water or idle. Okay, listen. For lentils, mansur and other pulses, loamy soils which drain water easily or required for cotton, sandy loam or loam which drain water easily. Next, the crops such as wheat or grow in the fine clay soils. Okay, because they are rich in humus or very fertile in clay soil, so easily grow to crops. Next is soil erosion. What is meant by soil erosion? Or you remember, students, soil erosion? The removal of land surface by water, wind or ice is known as erosion. The plant roots firmly bind the soil. In the absence of plants, soil becomes loose. The soil becomes loose. So, it can be moved by wind and flowing water. Erosion of soil is more severe in areas of little or no surface vegetations, such as desert or bare lands. So, cutting of trees and deforestations should be prevented and effort should be made to increase the green areas. Okay, that is a soil erosion. See, just to recall them. Okay, just to recall this chapter. Soil is important for life on earth. In your book, okay, in your book, page number 104. 104 page number. Okay, already we learned this one. Just to revise. Soil is important for life on earth. Soil profile is a section through different layers of soil. The various layers are called horizons. The various layers are called horizon. A horizon, B horizon, C horizon, bedrock. Already we learned. Okay. Soil is of different types. What are the types of soil? Clay soil, loamy soil, and sandy soil. Next. Percolation rate of water is different in different types of soil. It is highest in the sandy soil and least in the clay soil. Okay. Different types of soils are used to cultivate different types of crops. Different types of crops. Clay and loam are suitable for growing wheat, gram and paddy. Cotton is grown in sandy loam soil. Okay. Okay. Next, soil holds water in it, which is called soil moisture. Which is called soil moisture. The capacity of a soil to hold water is important for various crops. Clay soil is used to make pots. What is the main uses of clay soil? This one is the correct answer. Okay. What is the main uses of clay soil? Clay soil is used to make pots, toys and statues. Okay. Okay students, now we will going to discuss about book back question and answers. Okay. This chapter, now we will going to discuss about book exercise question and answers. Just revise. Then I will give some question and answers. You will prefer the questions. Okay, listen. Book, all of you take our book students. Already I will give question and answers. This chapters fully test. Okay, I will give some question and answers. Book exercise question and answers. Okay, listen. The first question. In addition to the rock particles, the soil contains. The answer is minerals, organic matter, air and water. Next, the water holding capacity is the highest in clay soil. The highest in clay soil. The water holding capacity highest in clay soil. That's all. Next question. Match the following. Listen. A home for living organisms. The answer is all kinds of soil. Next. Upper layer of the soil dark in color. Sandy soil, large particles. Middle layer of the soil, lesser amount of humus. Next, clay soil, small particles and packed tight. That's all. Next question, students. Explain how soil is formed. Explain how soil is formed. Already I will explain. I will give the answer. Already I marked this answers. Page number 97. Okay. Explain how soil is formed. Already I marked the answers. Okay, listen. Explain how soil is formed. Soil is formed due to the weathering of rocks. Weathering is a process in which physical breakdown and chemical decomposition of minerals takes place primarily by wind, water and climatic changes. In the weathering process, rocks are converted to small pieces which eventually turn to soil particles to form a layer of soil. Next question. How is clay soil is useful for crops? How is clay soil useful for crops? Listen. It has excellent water holding capacity. Okay. Clay soil is rich in organic matter. Clay and loamy soils are suitable for growing cereals like wheat. Water holding capacity of clay soil supports the growth of crops like paddy, which require more water to grow. That is a useful for clay soil in crops. Next is very important question, students. Detail answer. This is the difference between clay soil and sandy soil. Clay soil, the particles are fine. Sandy soil, particles are larger. Next, particles, clay soil, particles are tightly packed. Sandy soil, particles are loosely packed. Clay soil holds a good amount of water. Sandy soil, water holding capacity is low. Clay soil, it is a heavy in weight clay soil. It is a light in weight. Which one? Lightweight? Sandy soil. Next, clay soil, rich in humus and organic nutrients. Rich in humus and organic nutrients. Which soil is rich in humus and organic nutrients? Clay soil. No rich in humus and organic nutrients. Which one soil? Sandy soil. Next, clay soil. Very little air is trapped between the particles. Very little air is trapped between the particles. Sandy soil. More air is trapped between the particles. More air is trapped between the particles. That's all. Difference between clay soil and sandy soil. Okay, next. The percolation rate calculation. Okay. Listen. The observed the 40 minutes for 200 ml of water percolate through the soil sample. Calculate the rate of percolation. The amount of the percolation rate formula. Amount of water in ml. Then percolation time minutes. Okay. The amount of water 200 ml. Percolation time 40 minutes. So the answer is 5 ml. Okay. 5 ml per minute. The correct answers. Okay. Next student. Draw a diagram of soil profile. Okay, see this picture in your book. Next students, how soil pollution and soil erosion could be prevented. The soil pollutions can be controlled by the following measures. By reducing the use of plastics, we can reduce soil pollution. Next, by controlling the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, we can control soil pollutions. Okay. Next, soil erosions can be controlled by taking following steps. What are the following steps? The planting more and more trees will result in the reductions of soil erosion by stopping deforestation and avoiding overgrazing of animals. That's all. Next students, the last one, the puzzle. Okay, the correct answer, listen first, second one question in your book. All of you see your book, students, book page number 106. See your book, students. Plantation prevents it erosion. Plantation prevents it erosion across. Okay. Next, fifth one. Use should be banned to avoid soil pollution. Polythene. Next, sixth one. Type of soil used for making pottery. Clay. Next, living organism in the soil. Which one is the living organism in soil? Earthworm. Next, down the question, first question. In desert, soil erosion occurs through wind. Next question, third question. Clay and loam are suitable for cereals like wheat. Next, fourth one. This type of soil can hold very little water. Sandy soil. Next question. Collective name for layers of soil profile. That's all. See, next question. How is soil formed? Soil is formed due to weathering of rocks. Weathering is a process in which physical breakdown and chemical decomposition of minerals takes place primarily by wind, water and climatic changes. In the weathering process, rocks are converted to small pieces which eventually turn to soil particles to form a layers of soil. Next question, students. Clay soil. What are the uses of clay soil? Already I will explain. Excellent water holding capacity. Then next point, clay soil is rich in organic matter. Then clay and loamy soil are suitable for growing cereals like wheat. Then water holding capacity of clay soil supports the growth of crops like paddy, which require more water to grow. The main uses of clay soil. Then how to prevent soil pollution? By reducing the use of plastics, we can reduce soil pollutions. By controlling the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, we can control soil pollution. Next question, students. How can soil erosion be prevented? The planting more and more trees will result in the reduction of soil erosion by stopping deforestation and avoiding overgrazing of animals. Okay. Students, today this chapter fully test, so I will give question and answers. Okay, I will give question and answers. So you read and write in your rough note. Read and write in your rough note with parent signature. With your parent signature is very must. Okay, so I will give homework. So students, all of you sincerely read and write in your note. I will send my all of you send my WhatsApp number. Okay, thank you, students.